Hi, my name is Jennifer Scarborough, and I'm an immigration attorney in Harlingen, Texas. And I want to go over today with you TPS for Cameroonians. We finally have this benefit, this huge benefit that people have been pushing for a long time. So I want to review what are the benefits, who can apply, and when can you apply. So let's start with the benefits. With TPS, people get protection from deportation, and they get a work permit. And once a person's TPS application is approved, they can ask for ICE to take them off of their order of supervision so they don't have to check in anymore. So that's pretty huge. It provides the work permit and the protection from deportation for 18 months. And I know that sounds like a really short period of time. The good news is that immigration can extend that period. And we've seen immigration extend TPS multiple times for countries like El Salvador. People who first applied for El Salvador in 2001, they have been able to keep renewing that TPS for over 20 years. It doesn't work like that for every country, and some countries only receive TPS for a short period of time, but there is a possibility that immigration will continue to renew it. So you could end up being able to live in the United States possibly for decades with TPS. So those are the benefits. So who can apply? Well, first, obviously, you have to be a citizen of Cameroon. So if you have a Cameroon birth certificate, if you can get a Cameroon passport, then you can qualify. You also have to have been present in the United States on April 14th or before. What if you were detained by immigration on April 14th, or you're still detained? People who are in immigration detention, they can still qualify as long as they were in the United States on April 14th or before. Can you apply for TPS if you lost your asylum case? And the answer to that question is yes, which is great for a lot of people who unfortunately lost asylum. Asylum and TPS are different, and you have to prove different things. So if people lost asylum, they can still qualify for TPS. What if your asylum is pending with the immigration court, or it's at the BIA, or it's at the circuit court, like the Fifth Circuit? People can still apply for TPS even if their asylum case is pending with one of the courts. And I think it's a good idea for people to apply for TPS if their case is pending with the court, because then if they lose asylum with the court, they have this other option so that they can continue to safely and legally work in the United States. What if they're going to apply for asylum with USCIS, or their asylum is already pending with USCIS? So that's where things are a little bit different. Normally, people who apply for asylum with USCIS, if they lose, they get a second chance with the immigration judge. And if they lose with the immigration judge, they can go to the BIA. If people have already received TPS, so if they have applied and their TPS is approved, by the time they have their asylum interview for USCIS, they can still win asylum with USCIS, even if they have TPS. But what they don't get are those other opportunities with the immigration judge and the BIA. So if you have TPS and you're applying for asylum with USCIS, you can only be granted by USCIS, and you can't appeal to the immigration judge or the BIA. So if you're in that situation, then you'll want to consult with an immigration attorney to kind of figure out your options. Honestly, I think it's probably a good idea for most people to go ahead and apply for TPS, even if they have asylum pending with USCIS, because If they lose, most people want to back up. But that's everyone's kind of individual choice, and it can also depend on the type of case. What if you already won asylum? If you already won asylum, you don't need TPS, and you honestly can't qualify because you already have like immigration status. If you're here on a tourist visa, you can apply for TPS, but not if you have asylum or a green card. What if you have criminal arrests? So if you've been arrested for criminal reasons in the US or another country, you'll want to consult with an immigration attorney, even if you think it was something small or a misdemeanor, because certain crimes can disqualify you from TPS or other immigration benefits. Just will be important to get good advice about that before you apply. Other things that can disqualify you are any kind of immigration fraud, especially marriage fraud, or people who maybe lied on an immigration application. You'll definitely want to be sure to talk with a lawyer before you apply. So when can you apply? So we have to wait for immigration to publish the instructions on their website, and as of today, they have not been published. It usually takes a month or two for immigration to publish the instructions. So once they're published, you can start applying for TPS. All of this is just meant to be general information. So every person's individual case is different. So I definitely recommend consulting with an immigration attorney before submitting any application to immigration. Our office does TPS applications, and you're welcome to call for a consultation. Our number is 956-513-7633. Again, it's 956-513-7633. Thanks. Have a great day.